One is the login operation, and second is the change password option in this case. So if you are done with these two, just one more concept will be left out. That will do it in the two more concepts actually. So we can do that in the later class. So whenever we have an application, it is very common that there will be users who will be given a login operation in this case. Like when a student, now simple Gmail you take, Gmail we register a particular person, means we also give an option for logging in this case. So like that, even I want to have one login page for all the students who have registered. Since I guess we are taking the password from the user. Yes, I am taking the password from the user, and even mobile number is my primary key. So for that reason, I should give an option to the student for performing a login operation. So login operation generally consists of mainly two fields most of the time. One is the primary key attribute of table, which is a mobile number, and second is the password which he has registered when he was the password which he has entered when he was registering in this case. So let me add a new page here for performing the login operation. So Control Shift A, select the web page, and after this I'll give the name as login and click on add. Okay. Next, now inside this, create a login operation for logging in. Let me edit the title tag login, and then center tag. In that center tag we will have ASP:label run at property server ID is equal to LBL-MSG, and height is equal to some 30 px. Close of this, and font size will increase. Font size equal to, we'll take it medium, which is common in all the forms. And after this I will create one table tag with as usual align center, and inside this tr, in that td, where I will take mobile number, and this is a compulsory field. So inside the font I'll put a star color equal to red, and this we should give a message to the user also in this case. So after the LBL-MSG I'll put a break tag, paste it, INDICATES compulsory field, and one more td, and here ASP:text box run at property server ID is equal to txt mobile number, compulsory field, so I'll put required, placeholder is equal to enter mobile number, and we need auto focus equal to on, because this is the first tag in this case. And I'll take pattern property, pattern is equal to, inside this I need to allow 0 to 9 digits in this, and whenever it comes to a mobile number, minimum is 10, maximum can be up to 15 in this case. So I've allowed 0 to 15 10 to 15 characters in this. Close. And even as I told you, you can give a max length property as 15, which is not mandatory for when you are performing a select operation. For insert update it is compulsory, but still we can give a max length property for this. So I got a text box for taking the mobile number, then one more tr, inside that td, and here I need a text password, which is also a compulsory field in this. So I put a star symbol, then one more td for taking the password in this, ASP::text box run at property server id is equal to txt mobile number txt password, and it is also a compulsory field in this. So required required property, give a placeholder is equal to enter password, close of this. No pattern for this field and not even autofocus. And as I told you, in the form tag add one more, that is autocomplete equal to off. Now if you put it for the autocomplete off for the form tag, you need not have this for individual tag inside the form. So that is the advantage we get in this case. And last we will have one more last tr in that td, and inside this with call span to align center asp button, run at property server id is equal to btn login. You can give a text equal to login, and one more asp button, run at property server id is equal to btn cancel, text is equal to cancel, close of this. So we have got the button. So this is a very simple login page which we wanted in this case. And if you want to have a border, you can take border border equal to 1, and before executing you can just have a look in the design. So this is how the login page looks. Sir, I want to have a space between login and cancel between them. One option is click on the button, click on side arrow mark, you can just keep giving space. Or there is a one more method, one more tag that we use for creating a space between the tags. In this case I'll show you that. So here in between these two, if I have a space, we use ampersand NBSP, new blank space. That is a full form of this. So we use a shortcut for that, that is NBSP, which is started with ampersand. Compulsory it must have semicolon. So this will give one blank space. So you add as many as space letters between them. So when I see the design part, now you can see there is a gap between both. You can reduce the gap in this case required on how much you want to have. So this is how the form looks like, and then I will click on the login button. An event is generated. Here we write the login code in this case. Now before going to the next page, what we have to do is we have to bring the data, and as I told you, first thing is using system.data. We have to retrieve the username and password. Hence I need to use the select query, and when I use the select query, I'll be storing that inside the data set. So for that I am using the header file system.data in this. Next, inside the login page, create one string variable, call with mobile number is equal to txt mobile number dot text, and then again a string, password is equal to txt password dot text. So I've retrieved the mobile number and password, and to perform the login I need to create one function, and again I'm using a select query in this case. So for select query we already have a class, that is select code, sc equal to new select code. I've created one class, and I've created an object for that particular class. Now inside he will return a dataset ds equal to sc dot, I'll create one function called as check login. Inside this I have to pass the mobile number, and I need to pass the password in this case. And since there is no function inside this, it is showing this error. So click on this, a function will be generated. So I'll function generate ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಜನರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡೋಣ ಅಂತ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಸೆಟ್ನಾಗ ಡೇಟಾ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಲೈಕ್ ಅದು ಯೂಸರ್ ನೇಮ್ ಪಾಸ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅದನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ds.tables of 0.rows.count ಈಸ್ ಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ದೆನ್ 0. ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ಡೇಟಾ ಸೆಟ್ನಾಗ ರೋಸ್ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ವಿ ಯೂಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವೆರಿ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವಿ ಹವ್ ಡನ್ ದಟ್. ಸೊ ಟೇಬಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ 0 ಎಷ್ಟು ರೋಸ್ ಅದ ಕೌಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ದೆನ್ 0 means there exists username and password. Suppose if it returns 0 means there is no data. lblmsg.text is equal to, I will display a message, invalid mobile number or password. So suppose ರೋ ಕೌಂಟ್ 0 ಗಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯೂಶಲಿ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ 1 row in this case. If 1 row is there, the user has entered a valid data. If there is no row, then user has not entered a valid data. So ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, if the data is not valid means it will return 0 in this case. So 0, I'll give a message. If it is greater than 0, it comes here, and here I have a data. So what I will do here is we will redirect it to some other page like response.redirect. Now he is a student. In that case I will say frm student home.aspx. I'll create one page frm student home, and we can redirect him to that particular page in this case. Now let us save this application. Still we have not written the function for this, so click on this particular function F12. a functional cursor ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ, when you click F12 it will directly go to that particular function which is created. Now here same thing, since it is a select query, I can copy paste the above query with slight modification. Here we need to create one stored procedure. It is get student login. Instead of mobile, I will call it as login, where I am passing the mobile number, that is correct, which is already written before, and I need to pass one more parameter in this case, that is the password. So what I will do is I will create one variable at p_password equal to single double plus double single when we are passing a parameter in this case, and here I will give second parameter, that is password. So I have created I have created one new stored. I have to create one new stored procedure, and that procedure should take two parameters in this. One is p_mobile number and p_password in this. So whatever is there, he will retrieve that data, copy that inside dataset, and ds will be returned back to the login function in this case. So this is the coding part in this. Now let us go to the database. Connect to your database. And here again create a new query window. Here we have to create a procedure, so I will use create procedure, name of the procedure. I have to pass two parameters in this case, so never take a risk. Copy paste those variable names directly from here, that is p_mobile number and data type for that varchar of sum 15, comma, next is p_password, again copy paste, again varchar of sum 50. So I have given two parameters here as keyword, then write the query. The query is select what are the information I need to retrieve in this case? Of course, I need to retrieve from this table 3 informations in this. So these are the column names. I need the student name, comma, password, comma, mobile number, where mobile number equal to at p underscore mobile number, and one more condition is there, that is and password. This from condition is there from TVL student, where mobile number is equal to p underscore mobile number, password is equal to at p underscore password. And I told you there is one compulsory condition, that is and soft delete equal to 0. Okay, only if the soft delete is 0, you should allow him to log in this case, otherwise it should not allow the login operation. And then go, that's it. Select the query, compile it once, no issues, execute it, procedure is created. Okay, so very simple method. I took the username and password from the user, that will be sent to a function, and in that function I have created one stored procedure. That stored procedure will pass mobile number and password to the stored the SQL data adapter. In that I am calling the stored procedure. I am passing the mobile number and the password to that stored procedure. If the data is there, it will retrieve that and it will return the data set. In the stored procedure, I have created one new procedure with 2 parameters and a select query to retrieve student name, password and mobile number, where the condition should be mobile number should match, password should match, and soft delete should be 0 in this case. So very simple procedure what we have written here, just a condition match for those fields in this case. Now that's it. After this, when the data set is returned, here also we have written if the count is 0, then we are telling him go to studenthome.aspx, otherwise display a message to the user saying invalid mobile number or password in this. Let us create one new page, that is studenthome.aspx. For the time being, we will just display one message there. So here I'll give a title tag as student home, and in the center of the page you can put some h1 tag, welcome student. So just a message called welcome student. Later we will design this to create some other content here. So it should just come to this particular page. If it comes to this page, then the data is valid in this case. And let me once check with the data also, because we need soft delete data. If it is hard deleted, then nobody can log in. So I'll just confirm whether we have data. Yes, all soft delete are equal to 0. Fine. So now what we will do is we will perform the login operation. Now remember, every time once you have created a login page should always start from first. Okay, so for that what I will do is I will in the solution procedure solution explorer, I will right click on this login. Okay, we will change the name of the file also as FRM. We are using one standards, so FRM login, and right click on this login page, and here you will get an option called as set as start page. Now when you set this as set as start page, every time you just execute the program or the project, it will always execute from the login page in this case, no matter in whichever page you are. Okay, if I click on debug, by default he will run the login page, and from today onwards the project should run with the login page only. So I'll get the login page in this. It will take some time for when it is loading for the first time. Okay, so I get my mobile number 9845356246. What I will do is, I have kept the password Vivek everything in small letters. Let me put everything in capital letters. I will turn on the caps lock and I have entered. Okay, I should actually give text mode equal to password. We forgot there. Anyway, it is good. You can see I have entered the password in capital letters, but in database my password is in small letters. You can see it is in small letters. So it should give me an error message saying that invalid mobile number or password in this. But what happens here is, when I click on login, it will go to the student homepage. The reason here is, when it comes to the SQL structured query language, anything inside the double quotation, he will not consider the uppercase or smaller case letters. That is, he will not consider whether it is capital letter or small letter inside the database. So for that reason, one option is, when you bring the data here in the code, when you know that there is a data in this particular page, when you come in the if condition, we have to give the query. We have to give a query. I mean, once we get the data set is having the mobile number, name of the student and password. I have to manually check whether the password entered in this text box and the password retrieved from the database, are they both equal? When I put equal, he will also consider the capital letter and the small letter in this case. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, understand this, very simple. If ds dot tables of 0 dot rows of, I'm sure there will be only one data, so rows of 0, inside this I need to check for the password. So name of the column password in the database is password, whatever you have given in the select store procedure select query. That is, here I have told select password, same thing I have copy pasted and converted to string format. And then you put dot compare to. Remember, compare to is a function which will compare two strings. Okay, now what strings I am comparing? Illi ಯಾವ string compare ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕತ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ನಂದು database ನಾಗಿಂದ ತಗೊಂಡು ಬಂದಂತ password in the string ಅನ್ನ I have to compare with what the user has entered in the text box. ಆ text box I enter ಮಾಡಿದ data I have copied inside a variable, so I am giving that variable here. And if both the string, that is data, whatever the string that is brought from the database in DS and the password entered in the text box, if both are equal, he will return me 0. If it is not equal to 0, means the password is different. Andra capital letter or small letter, it is difference in this case. So what I have done is, I will check this particular condition, and if it is equal to 0, I will tell him go to student home.php ASPX. Otherwise, come to the else part, and here you give a message to the user.txt, that is invalid mobile number or password. Now understand this very clearly. Suppose there is no data, like I have given a complete user, wrong mobile number, wrong password. This condition, the first if condition will fail, and he will come to the else part. In the else part, he will display me a message invalid mobile number or password. Suppose the entered mobile number and password is correct, but the password has difference of capital letters and small letters, still he will come inside the if condition. Here I am checking whether password entered by the user and password in the database both are same or not. If both are same, then go to the student home, otherwise go to the same index login page and give an error message to the user in this case. So save this. Let me go back, I'll close and go back to the login page again. I'll execute the program again in this case. Okay, so now 9845356246. Now same thing, I'll put in capital letters. The password, whatever is there, I'll put it in capital letters. Click on login. Last time it had logged in, but this time he is showing invalid mobile number or password because capital letter small letter difference is going on. Now if I enter everything correct and click on login, now it is going to studenthome.aspx in this. So like this we perform the password checking in this case. Now you may ask me, sir, you retrieved the mobile number and name and password from the select query. Why you need that name and mobile number in this case? Mobile number, which is a primary key attribute of the table, must always be stored inside the session variable, which I had explained in the previous class. That is when we are performing the edit operation. Whenever we need to perform any operation related to student, we need to have his login ID in this case. Even when you are logging in your Gmail or Instagram, in that or Facebook, when you click on login, whatever the user ID or Gmail ID you have entered will be stored inside the session, because when you log in, he wants to show you all the Gmail mails which has come to you only. He should not display everybody's Gmail to you. So how to filter that only your mails from all the collection? They make it doing the Gmail ID in this case. So for that, the Gmail ID, the primary key attribute of the table, must always be stored before redirecting to the home page, that is on successful login. It must be stored inside the session variable. So I'll create one session, call it as mobile number equal to whatever is entered in the text box that I have copied inside the variable mobile number. Sometimes we need to display the name of the person also in this case. So for that, I have retrieved the name of the student. So here I'll create one more session, student name equal to txt, not txt, it is ds dot, from dataset I have to retrieved dataset dot tables of 0 dot rows of 0, again square bracket. Inside this, when you wrote the stored procedure, the name that is there inside the table is copied, paste here, dot toString. So the the name of the student is also stored inside the session variable, and it is mandatory. Every time whenever you are you are performing a login operation, you must take the primary key attribute of that particular person and the name of that particular person, store it inside the session variable, and then you have to redirect it to the student or whichever home page you want to have in this case. Okay, now let me make one more change in this. When I was performing a login, the password was being displayed to everyone. Let me change it. So here I will give text mode equal to password. Okay, now so this is for the login operation of the users in this, that is student. Sir, what if I want to have for the administrator? Of course, we need the administrator information also inside the database, or we can have a fixed value. Generally, we don't prefer a fixed value in this case. We need to store even the administrator username and password in this. So for that, what we will do is we will create one separate login, separate table for administrator login. So let me create a table, create table. I hope the login operation is clear to everyone, because I am going to perform a same login operation with two different users. One is an administrator and another is a student in this case. Okay, so for him also, for administrator also, there should be a table in this. So I am creating one table create table tbl admin, and he will have 2 columns in this case, or 3 columns also is fine here. That is tbl admin. I'll have admin name, or you can say, okay, I'll have name, admin name, varchar of some 50, comma. Next I will have his mobile number, varchar of 15, primary key, it should be a primary key, and password with varchar of some 50 or 20, semicolon. Run the query, table is created, and for him we will manually insert the data. Okay, so that is insert into tbl admin values. Say first is admin name, I'll keep it admin only, and then I have a mobile number for him. So what we'll do is we will just store one random number 920, and password we will keep small letters, admin at 123. Okay, so let me insert this record. Now the admin data is stored in this case. Next, either you can create one separate login page for the administrator, same page copy paste, only stored procedure will change, and in stored procedure the name will change. Or sometimes in the same page we have to give an option for the administrator login in this. What we will do is we'll go for a separate login page for the administrator also. So let me create one new page here, and when you are adding a new page, stop the execution, that is very important. So I'll have admin login, that is frm admin login.aspx. So here I'll give the title tag admin login. Code you can copy paste from the previous one, just save the time in this for us. So I'll just copy the whole code, paste it here. Of course, when you are writing this btn login, here there will be one on click event. Remember, you had clicked on that button. This should be deleted, okay, because that on click must be generated when you click on the form of this page. So design, again I'll click on login. So new login page is created. Just to copy paste work in this case. So for copy paste, again I'll go for from login, copy the whole content whatever you have written, paste it inside the function, and we need one header file also using system.data semicolon. Now here you had created a select query function in this case, that is sc check login. I will say now it is check admin login is a function that I want to create in this case, and here there are some data change, that is like student name we don't have, we have admin name. So admin name, and the same way instead of student name I'll create admin name. Here instead of admin home, student home, it is admin home. So these are the changes that we have to make and create this function. So generate function is created, click on F12, it will go to that function. Copy paste the same code what you had written for the check login, paste it. Only changes here you have to change the stored procedure name. So get student login, instead of this I will write get admin login. This is the only change that I make. Just whatever you have done for the student, I am doing it for the administrator. And then we have to even create a stored procedure for that. I already have a stored procedure, I guess. Okay, so here just change the stored procedure from student to now it will be admin. Instead of student name I have admin name, password is there, admin admin name, password is there. Instead of TBL student, it will be TBL admin. Just have a check with the name of the table is correct or not. Okay, TBL admin. So yes, TBL admin. Mobile number is same, password is same. Soft delete we don't have for administrator, so I'll remove that. Still it is showing some issue. Invalid column name. Okay, it will work fine because the page we have to recreate. If we delete this and then we create another new query, it will work because we have not changed the sheet after creating the table. So you can see command executed successfully. Execute, command executed successfully means the stored procedure is created in this case. So that's it. No much change, just change in the name of the mobile number and all. Variable name changing has been taken place. Now I want to run the administrator login as a first page in this. So what I can do is I'll just create, right click on this. Okay, we have to even create a admin home page, that is we have FRM admin home. So let me add one more page now. .aspx. Okay, that is extension issue. FRM admin home ASP. I've put it in small. I'll change it to small, capital. I've changed it to small. So here also just one simple center tag for the time being. It will change a lot. Then I have H1. Give a message saying welcome admin. So save this and admin home. Save. In the Solution Explorer, go for admin login, right click and view in browser. So I'll get an admin login page now. Okay, enter the mobile number and password what you had given when you had inserted admin at 123. Check login and you can see welcome to admin. It is displayed on the screen. So now you are in admin home page. So if you want to execute for the student, we have a student login page where his mobile number and password will enter. Click on submit, his details will be recorded, logged in this. If we have a faculty, again we have a separate page for faculty login in this case. That will be retrieved from some other table and then we perform the login operation. But sir, how to now there are two separate pages. One is a administrator login and one is the student login. How I can have a single page for them? Very simple. I will use another method here. I will add one more page called as index.aspx. Okay, and we will keep this index.aspx as a starting page. Here what I will do, I will say index, or I'll just call it as home. What I will do here is very simple. Use a center tag, and inside the center tag I will make use of ASP:link button, run at property server, ID is equal to LNK admin login. I told about property called as postback URL is equal to, for administrator login I will type FRM admin login and text I will give it as admin login, or I will say login as admin. After this I put a HR tag, one horizontal line, ASP:link button, run at property server, ID is equal to LNK student login, post back URL will go to FRM student login, or I think FRM just login. Text I will give login as student and close it. Okay, so I've created two link buttons in this. Link button is used to navigate from one page to another page. So I have created two link buttons, one link button for administrator login, one link button for student login. And administrator login, when he clicks, it will go to FRM admin login, and when he clicks on student login, it will go to FRM just login in this case. And I will make this as a start page. Okay, now run the application, and you can see the first page will be who wants to log in this. So I'll have two anchor tag links in this: login as admin, login as student. Of course, it is not looking good. That will be changing in the later part. I want to log in as administrator. You click on login as administrator, and you made a mistake. Actually, I have given a link to admin homepage, which I should not do it. Okay, I have made a mistake here. It is FRM admin login. Okay, so now I click on admin login. It is going to the login page of the administrator. Sir, how I will get to know it is an admin login? You can even add one heading tag for admin login. So go to FRM admin login. You can make use of one one heading tag for admin login. That is H1 admin login. So that will be displayed on the web page, so that it will be easy for you to distinguish that you are in an admin page or login page. So it will show admin login. I get an admin operation, or I can go back. I have a student login. Click on this. It will come to the student login. Again, you can use the same heading tag in FRM login. Paste it on the top. Call it as student login. Save. Refresh. So I'll have the student login. So in one page, I'm redirecting it to two different users in this. If he wants to log in as administrator, he will log in. It will redirect it to the admin login page, where he will perform the login operation. If he is a student, he will click on the student login page, and that will redirect it to the student login page, and where he will enter his email ID and password, mobile number and password, and the login will take place in this. So like this, we can redirect the login operation, and two login operations can be created. Suppose if I want the third user also, create one separate login page for him, and we redirect for him, because in dental doc project there are three people: one administrator, doctor, and patient. So we need three different login pages in that. So this is how we have done. There is for a table for patient, there is one separate registration. For doctors, we have clinic page, that is TBL clinic register. So that is for the doctors in this case. Apart from these two, we have a administrator page also. So from there we have administrator page, login in this case. So this is how we perform the login operation in the application in this case. Any doubts? If you have, you can